Life often feels unpredictable, doesn't it? One moment everything seems fine, and the next, anger, sadness or worry can creep in and take over. It's like being swept up in a storm, unsure of when it will pass or where it will leave you. But over the years, through the study of meditation and the teachings of Buddhism, I've come to understand something important. While we cannot stop the storms of life, we can learn to navigate them with a steady heart and a clear mind. There is a wisdom within Buddhism that has guided countless people through life's challenges, not just Buddhists, but anyone willing to listen and practice. And it's not about religion or rituals. It's about understanding yourself and your emotions, about finding a sense of peace, no matter what life throws your way. Think about this for a moment. What if anger didn't consume you, fear didn't paralyze you, and sadness didn't drag you into despair? What if, instead of reacting to every situation, you could pause, breathe, and respond calmly? This isn't some far-off idea meant for monks or sages. It's something all of us can learn. The key lies in small, practical changes. Let's say you're having a tough day. Maybe someone says something hurtful, or plans fall apart. Instead of letting frustration spiral out of control, you pause. You take a deep breath and remind yourself that emotions, like the weather, will pass. It's a simple practice, but it's powerful. That pause can stop a moment of anger from turning into a day of regret. You see, emotions are not the problem. They're a natural part of being human. The challenge is in how we handle them. Buddhism teaches that we don't need to fight our emotions or let them take over. Instead, we can learn to understand them, see them clearly, and respond with wisdom. If this idea speaks to you, consider taking a step forward. Stay and learn more. Share this with others who might benefit, and if you feel called to, subscribe and join a community of people exploring these teachings. Together we can find a little more peace in this unpredictable world. Emotions are such a big part of being human, aren't they? They drive our thoughts, actions and relationships, but they can also leave us feeling lost or overwhelmed. Often we think of emotions as permanent. I'm always angry, or I'm just a sad person. But in Buddhism, emotions aren't seen this way. They're viewed as passing, ever-changing, like clouds moving across the sky. One of the most profound ideas in Buddhism is impermanence. The understanding that everything, including our emotions, is constantly changing. Nothing stays the same, not even the feelings that seem so overwhelming in the moment. Just as the weather shifts from sunny to rainy, emotions come and go, shaped by what's happening around us or inside us. This perspective changes everything. Instead of clinging to happiness or fighting against sadness, Buddhism teaches us to see emotions for what they are: temporary. When we realize that feelings are not fixed, we can stop treating them like uninvited guests who won't leave. We can acknowledge them, give them space, and let them move on when they're ready. But how do we do this? The answer lies in mindfulness, the practice of being fully present in the moment. Mindfulness helps us step back and observe our emotions instead of getting swept away by them. For example, when anger arises, you notice it without judgment. Ah, here is anger. You don't push it away and you don't let it take over. You just notice it, like watching a wave rise and fall in the ocean. Think of emotions like waves. Some are small and gentle, while others are big and crashing, but no matter how rough the surface gets, the deeper part of the ocean remains calm. Mindfulness helps us tap into that calmness within ourselves, even when life feels stormy. What about the tough emotions, the ones we call negative, like fear, anger, or sadness? Buddhism doesn't label these as bad. They're simply part of being human, like clouds that sometimes block the sun. The key is not to fight them, but to understand them. Ask yourself, what's this feeling trying to tell me? What's the root of it? Often these emotions come from deeper thoughts or unmet needs. By noticing them without judgment, you can learn from them and let them pass more easily. For instance, The next time you're frustrated, try this. Instead of snapping at someone or bottling it up, pause. Take a slow, deep breath. Feel the tension in your body, maybe tightness in your chest or heat in your face. Just notice it. You'll find that even this small act of awareness can change how you respond. Over time, mindfulness helps you see patterns in your emotions. Maybe you notice that stress makes you impatient, or that loneliness makes you withdraw. These insights are powerful. They give you the ability to respond differently instead of falling into the same habits over and over. At its heart, Buddhism isn't about suppressing emotions or pretending they don't exist. It's about meeting them with curiosity and kindness, learning from them and letting them go. By seeing emotions as temporary, you can find a sense of freedom, a calm space in the middle of life's storms. Life can feel relentless, can't it? There's always something to do, somewhere to be, or a worry waiting to creep in. Finding a moment of calm seems impossible in the middle of all this, but meditation offers a way, a simple, powerful way to slow down, take a breath and steady yourself no matter what's happening around you. Meditation isn't about escaping life or shutting off your mind. It's about training yourself to be fully present. Think of it like a mental reset, a chance to pause, clear the clutter and handle life with more clarity. You don't need to retreat to a monastery or sit cross-legged for hours to feel the benefits. Even a few minutes of focused breathing can make a difference. One of the most straightforward practices is mindfulness meditation. All you do is focus on something simple, like your breath. Inhale, exhale. Sounds easy, right? But soon your mind will wander, maybe to that argument you had yesterday or the never-ending to-do list waiting for you. Instead of getting frustrated, you simply notice where your mind went and gently bring your attention back to your breath. No judgment, no pressure, just practice. Here's why this works. Life throws things at us constantly: stress, distractions, difficult emotions. Mindfulness teaches you to step back and observe these things instead of reacting automatically. It's like standing on the shore, watching the waves roll in and out. You don't have to dive into every wave, you can let them pass. But meditation isn't just about quieting the mind, it's also about opening your heart. One practice that's especially powerful is loving kindness meditation. It's simple. You sit quietly and think kind, supportive thoughts, first for yourself, then for the people you love, and eventually for everyone. Yes, even the difficult people. You might say phrases like, "May I be happy? May I be healthy? May I live with ease?" Then you extend those wishes to others. May they be happy? May they be healthy? May they live with ease? It sounds small, but over time this practice builds compassion and helps you feel more connected to the world around you. Now you might be thinking, that all sounds nice, but I don't have time for meditation. Here's the thing. You don't need a special setup or a big block of time. You can bring mindfulness into your everyday activities, washing the dishes. Pay attention to the feel of the water on your hands, walking to your car. Notice the sounds and sights around you, talking to a friend. Really listen to their words. These small moments of mindfulness add up. Let's say you're overwhelmed. You're juggling deadlines, family responsibilities, and everything else life throws your way. In the middle of that chaos, you pause. You take 3 slow breaths and notice how your body feels. Maybe your shoulders are tense, or your heart is racing. By simply noticing, you create space to respond instead of react. Meditation doesn't promise to make life easy, but it does make it more manageable. It helps you show up for your life with more calm and clarity. You'll still have difficult days. Life doesn't stop being life, but you'll feel more capable of handling them. So, if you've been feeling like you're constantly running on empty, consider giving meditation a try. Start small. 1 deep breath, 1 moment of awareness, 1 kind thought. Over time, these small practices can bring you the sense of calm and balance you've been looking for. Let me ask you something. Have you ever clung to something so tightly, an idea, a person, a plan, that when it slipped through your fingers, you felt crushed? It's a common experience. We hold on to things, thinking they'll bring us happiness or security, and when they change or fade, we're left struggling to make sense of it all. This is where attachment comes in, and in Buddhism, it's seen as one of the main sources of suffering. Now, don't get me wrong. Attachment doesn't mean caring about things or loving people is bad, not at all. The problem comes when we cling too hard, expecting something or someone to stay the same forever. We attach our happiness to external things, a relationship, a job, a goal, even a material possession. But the truth is, nothing lasts forever. Everything changes. When we resist this reality, we create our own suffering. So what's the solution? Buddhism suggests a practice of non-attachment, not in a cold, detached way, but in a freeing, healthy way. Non-attachment isn't about giving up on life or avoiding emotions, it's about loosening the grip. You can still love deeply, work hard, and care passionately about what matters to you. The key is learning to let go of the need to control outcomes. Take this example. You work tirelessly on a project, pouring your heart into it. But when the results don't turn out as you hoped, you feel crushed. Instead of spiraling into frustration or self-blame, non-attachment helps you step back. You acknowledge your disappointment, but remind yourself that your worth isn't tied to the outcome. You did your best, and that's enough. How do you practice letting go? Mindfulness is a good place to start. The next time you notice yourself holding on too tightly, whether it's to an idea, a grudge, or even an argument, pause. Take a moment to ask yourself, why am I clinging to this? Is it helping me, or is it causing me more pain? Just bringing awareness to the situation can help loosen the grip. Wisdom also plays a big role here. Through meditation and self-reflection, you begin to see the bigger picture. Everything in life is interconnected and constantly changing. When you understand this, letting go becomes easier. You stop trying to control every little thing and start flowing with life instead of fighting against it. Here's another thing to keep in mind. Letting go doesn't mean shutting off your emotions or pretending you don't care. It's about creating space to feel without being consumed. For example, if someone you care about disappoints you, you don't have to ignore the hurt. Acknowledge it, sit with it, but also remind yourself that their actions don't define your happiness or your self-worth. Letting go is freeing. It allows you to live fully in the present moment without being weighed down by unrealistic expectations or unfulfilled desires. It doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you care with an open hand instead of a clenched fist. At its core, this practice is about finding balance. You can still set goals, work hard and love deeply, but you learn to let life unfold as it will. It's like holding a bird in your hand too tight and you harm it too loose and it flies away. Non-attachment teaches us to hold things with care, knowing that all of life is transient. If this sounds like a challenge, don't worry. You're not alone. Letting go is a process, not a one-time decision. Start small. Notice where you're holding on too tightly and practice loosening your grip, even just a little. You might be surprised by how much lighter you feel. If there's one thing that connects all of us, it's this. We all want to be happy, and we all struggle at times. Life isn't easy for anyone, no matter how it might look on the outside. And this is where compassion comes in, not just for others, but for yourself too. It's the foundation for building emotional strength and finding peace in the middle of life's challenges. Compassion isn't about pity or feeling sorry for someone. It's about recognizing that everyone, yourself included, is doing the best they can with what they've got. When you start to see the shared humanity in all of us, it changes how you respond to pain, both your own and others. Let's start with self-compassion. How do you usually treat yourself when you mess up or feel overwhelmed? If you're like most people, you might be quick to criticize yourself. I'm such an idiot, or why can't I handle this better? But think about how you'd respond to a close friend in the same situation. You'd probably say something kind like, "It's okay, you're human. Everyone struggles sometimes, so why not offer yourself the same kindness?" Self-compassion isn't about letting yourself off the hook or avoiding responsibility. It's about being gentle with yourself while you work through things. It's a way of saying, "I'm not perfect, and that's okay. I'm still worthy of care and understanding." Now let's talk about compassion for others. When someone hurts you or disappoints you, it's natural to feel angry or frustrated. But compassion reminds us to look beyond their actions and see the person behind them. Maybe they're struggling too. Maybe their behavior comes from pain or insecurity you can't see. Compassion doesn't mean excusing bad behavior, but it does mean responding with understanding instead of judgment. One way to build compassion is through loving-kindness meditation. It's simple, but it can have a big impact. Start by focusing on yourself. Repeat phrases like, "May I be happy, may I be healthy, may I live with ease." Then extend those wishes to someone you care about. May they be happy, may they be healthy, may they live with ease. Over time, expand this circle to include everyone, even people you find difficult. It might feel strange at first, but it can help soften your heart and grow your capacity for understanding. Compassion also helps you build emotional resilience, the ability to bounce back from life's challenges. When you approach your struggles with kindness instead of self-criticism, you create space to heal and move forward. And when you extend compassion to others, it fosters a sense of connection that reminds you you're not alone in this big, messy human experience. Think about a time when someone showed you kindness during a difficult moment. Maybe it was a friend who listened without judgment, or a stranger who offered a small but meaningful gesture. How did that make you feel? Compassion works both ways. By offering it to others, you not only help them, you also remind yourself of the strength and goodness we all share. At the end of the day, compassion isn't about fixing everything or always knowing the right thing to say. It's about showing up for yourself and for others with an open heart and a willingness to care. When you approach life with this kind of kindness, it doesn't just make challenges easier to handle. It also brings a sense of meaning and connection that makes the hard times feel a little less lonely. So start small. Be a little kinder to yourself when things go wrong. Offer a bit of understanding to someone who's struggling. These little acts of compassion can grow into something much bigger, an emotional strength that can carry you through whatever life throws your way. Let's face it, life is full of challenges. Some are small, like a tough day at work or an argument with a friend. Others are bigger, like losing someone you care about or dealing with setbacks that shake your confidence. No matter the size, challenges can leave us feeling stuck, frustrated, or even defeated. But here's the thing, within every challenge, there's an opportunity to grow. Buddhism has a unique way of looking at obstacles. Instead of treating them as things to avoid or fear, they're seen as moments that can teach us something. They push us to look deeper, reflect, and find strength we didn't know we had. The path isn't about avoiding hardship, it's about facing it with resilience and curiosity. One of the biggest challenges we face is how we treat ourselves when things go wrong. Have you ever caught yourself thinking, "I can't believe I messed that up," or "Why am I like this?" That harsh inner voice can make a tough situation even harder. But here's where self-compassion comes in. Instead of beating yourself up, imagine what you'd say to a friend who's struggling. You'd probably offer encouragement, not criticism. Treat yourself with that same kindness. It makes a bigger difference than you might think. Another challenge is resistance to change. Even when we know something needs to shift, we hold on to what feels familiar. Maybe it's fear of the unknown, or maybe it's just easier to stay where we are. But change is a part of life. It's constant and unavoidable. When you accept that, You can start to see change not as something to fear, but as something that helps you grow. External pressures are another hurdle we all face. Stressful jobs, family conflicts, financial struggles. These things can make it feel like the world is against you. It's easy to feel overwhelmed and wonder if you're strong enough to handle it all. But remember, resilience isn't about never falling. It's about getting back up, even if it takes time. So how do you deal with challenges in a way that helps you grow? It starts with mindfulness. When you're in the middle of a tough situation, pause. Take a breath. Notice what you're feeling, maybe anger, sadness or fear, and acknowledge it without judgment. By simply recognizing what's happening, you create a little space between yourself and the problem. In that space, you can choose how to respond, instead of reacting impulsively. Reflection is another powerful tool. After you've faced a challenge, take some time to think about what it taught you. Did it reveal a pattern in how you react to stress? Did it show you a strength you didn't know you had? Challenges aren't just things to survive, they're opportunities to learn. And don't forget about the people around you. Leaning on others during hard times isn't a sign of weakness. It's part of being human. Whether it's a close friend, a family member, or even a community you trust, connection can remind you that you're not alone. Sharing your struggles can make them feel lighter, and listening to others can give you new perspectives on your own challenges. At the heart of overcoming obstacles is this simple truth. Life will always have its ups and downs. The goal isn't to avoid the hard times, but to navigate them with grace. Every setback is a chance to build resilience, every frustration is a chance to practice patience, and every disappointment is a chance to deepen your understanding of yourself. So, when you're faced with something difficult, remember this. You're not alone, and you're stronger than you think. Take it one step at a time, and don't be afraid to lean on mindfulness, compassion, and the people who care about you. Over time, you'll find that even the toughest challenges can help you grow into the person you're meant to be. And there you have it. A journey into understanding emotions, finding balance, and building inner peace through the timeless teachings of Buddhism. Whether it's learning to let go of attachments, practicing mindfulness, or showing compassion to yourself and others, these tools are here for anyone willing to explore them. Remember, this isn't about achieving perfection or avoiding challenges. It's about handling life with more clarity, calm, and grace. Even small steps like pausing to take a breath or reflecting on your emotions can create big changes over time. If this message resonated with you, don't let it stop here. Share it with someone who might need it, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Join our growing community of people striving for greater peace and understanding in their lives. Your support means everything. It helps us spread these teachings to more people who can benefit from them. Thank you for spending your time here today. I hope you leave with something valuable, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Until then, take care, stay mindful, and remember, you have everything you need to create a little more peace in your world.